I'm not at all surprised that there's intelligent people who watch basketball and who are like really enjoying this. For instance, like the slot cut. Like I think we did a very good job of explaining why it's effective is because that X guy on the backside, as the low man goes over, he repositions his body. And you're taught at an early age in basketball, you gotta see ball and man. He can know, well that's X guy. Now is his next layer to that is Gunnar, the low guy. What is the offense doing? We know that the only way, let's say we have a non-shooter, and you're getting bored on what I'm talking about this, and that's fine.
I'm actually, you know what actually was happening between us right now? Midway through your speech, I was like, I can't believe he believes in me this much. You're actually, it's actually so deeply humbling. So you're like, as you know, on a slot cut. I'm like, I blow left-handed layups at 24-Hour Fitness.
Warning, the following episode contains basketball commentary by a casual observer, Hasan Minhaj, which some viewers may find troubling, compelling them to fill the comment section with vitriol about what a fucking moron he is. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi there. Welcome to Hasan Minhaj Doesn't Know. I hate sports media. Oh, you think cable news sucks? Try watching ESPN First Take. It feels like I'm living inside of Stephen A. Smith's demented fever dream.
The New York Knicks are trash. Y'all look like trash. His very first move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
But then, a new kind of sportscaster emerged. Dare I say, a breath of fresh air. A 15-year NBA vet who also happened to be a brilliant NBA analyst. JJ Redick. For the past 3 years, JJ has been an antidote to the chaos.
I'm going to educate you for a second, because I have a basic understanding of NBA rules.
I'm not trying to scare you, Stephen. I'm trying to debate you, and I'm trying to point out how erroneous you are sometimes.
I don't know whether to believe that you believe what you're saying.
And he hasn't just been limited to ESPN. JJ has been dominating the sports podcast scene for years. First, with Old Man and the Three, and then with Mind the Game, co-hosted by arguably the greatest living basketball player, LeBron James. Yes, LeBron James is one of the fucking modern GOATs. He's been dominating basketball for the past 20 years. And you still hate on him? He's been dominating since I had a fucking Nokia brick and I was playing Snake in high school. So shut the fuck up! In June of 2024, JJ reached the pinnacle of sports broadcasting when he called this year's NBA Finals. But then, just a few days after the season ending, JJ got the promotion of a lifetime.
Welcome back. We had breaking news here on NBA Today. The Los Angeles Lakers have agreed to a 4-year contract with JJ Redick to make him the franchise's next coach, sources told ESPN.
This is the most coveted interview of the NBA offseason, and I, Hasan Minhaj, a diehard Sacramento Kings fan, got it. Now, technically this interview happened right before the Lakers announcement, but I knew he was gonna get the job.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Hasan, we didn't know that.
I fucking knew.
Have you learned nothing?
Shut up. I'm trying to build anticipation for the episode. Oh, shit. I believe life is about moments. When you have a friend that is having a moment, it is a beautiful thing to watch. This is the fucking it is an inflection moment.
What a way to start.
And what's beautiful about it is life is oftentimes linear. So it's like this. Y equals 2x. Y equals 1.5x. But there are moments where life becomes exponential. And it becomes a y equals x squared. Oh shit, we're really moving here. 2 years ago, you're doing The Old Man and the Three with Tommy. You're doing an episode with Lil Yachty. And I'm watching this episode and I go, boy oh boy, are the kids just playing with watercolors. I don't know the take, I don't know the tone, I don't know the direction of what the fuck you're doing.
We need this DNA, like this, evidence and shit. And that shit was, and then they come back and he's dead. That's pretty fucked up. And a black dude is like old as fucking dirt.
But you're trying something.
Yeah.
And to see where you guys have come to now with Old Man and the Three and Mind the Pod, this is a beautiful moment. As we walked in, I could tell your head was in 9 different places. There are 50 tabs open in your browser.
What has happened, particularly in the last 3 or 4 months, has felt like this.
Yes.
And it just all happened very fast.
I hate sports media. It's abject chaos. You, to me, in my opinion, came on this show, and when I watched you, it felt like I was having a Honeycrisp apple after eating Doritos and Oreos all day. Like,
it's so funny you say that, because I think there are times when I feel like this is not just indicative of sports media.
Right.
I think this is indicative of politics. I think it's indicative of reality television. People like candy, and that's okay. Sometimes, though, it's nice to have, you said a Honeycrisp apple. Sometimes I think it's nice to have a leafy green salad. You know what I mean?
Right.
With a bunch of just really highly dense, nutritious toppings. And that's okay, too. Again, I don't think it's either or. I think you can be entertained, and you can like some of the debate shows in sports media. You can like the personalities. Like, I think Stephen A. is one of the most talented people that I've ever been around. And he's super intelligent.
Megawatt talent.
There's a performance art to it. And it's beautiful at times, right? And this is not a comment meant towards him at all. I think at times it becomes toxic, right? It's like, oh, hold on. There's too much sugar in the system.
Right. For those of you that haven't seen Mind the Game, essentially it's no drama, no shiny floor, no debates about who the GOAT is. This is straight up basketball math proofs. It is C-SPAN.
Basketball math proofs.
For the NBA, okay?
JJ, you're going to come to the ball. You're 4 for 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So X5, or the 5-man's going to screen you, bring you to the ball.
Okay.
At the same time, the 3-man's going to set a cross screen for me, go underneath.
When did you think that casuals like myself would have an appreciation for this level of sober NBA X's and O's?
I mean, I don't think the whole show is sober. I think there's some fun to it.
There's
You
you guys have
my greatest moment
Yeah.
ever on a podcast was when LeBron tried to cap and say that he didn't watch
watched
his
his
own
highlights.
highlights on
this is great.
YouTube.
Like sometimes there's like old clips of me that I watch or come across my timeline on social.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
hold on. Bro, it's okay.
I see the clips sometimes.
No.
I don't just go online and look up LeBron James highlights.
We all watch our own highlights on YouTube. LeBron.
Here's a compliment of the show. One guy wrote, "This podcast is, quote, making me realize how little I actually know about basketball." Another person wrote, "This is the only podcast I listen to at regular speed."
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Like, the level of detail and analysis is not for the faint of heart. When did you think that, hey, the everyday weekend warrior or fan of NBA basketball could really get into the X's and O's?
Let's look at it this way. There's sort of the big picture, and that's like paying attention to what people say over and over and over again. And then there's these little moments where you're like, that worked. So the big thing is, you hear this all, like, I'm so sick of just the constant discourse or arguing. That happens over and over again. And so you're paying attention to it. And then there's these like, so we did Tyrese Halliburton, the first time we ever had him in person.
Right.
Like, we randomly thought of this one play that had come up that we both had seen in an Atlanta Hawks game.
Yeah.
Atlanta ran a crazy, I don't know if they meant to, but I think they did because I think Quinn's a genius, but
I saw it.
they cleared out the corner.
And we just like geeked out on it. And like we put the social clip up and people loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting. This is what people want. This is what is happening on the court. Let's break it down for you so that the next time you watch a game, you say, I understand why that player got a slot cut. I understand why when Luka came off the pick and roll and he snaked it back to his right hand, he had a wide open layup because Derek Lively set a Gortat screen.
Right.
That's all it is.
It's kind of mind-blowing that you have the greatest living basketball player and 15-year NBA role player JJ Redick teaming up to make this amazing podcast. I'm not saying this is a sneak diss. I'm actually saying this is actually quite brilliant. I'm not roasting. I wasn't breaking eye contact as I was saying that. But how has this idea been sitting there all along We're 39 and 38 respectively. Like, we've watched basketball our entire lives and the way it's been covered. How has this idea been sitting there all along and never been done? And is this an audition tape for a coaching job?
To suggest that I somehow have some grand plan and strategize and am moving chess pieces around in my own life, I don't operate that way. I can't operate that way.
Okay.
It's just not. You walked in my office today.
Right.
Do you know
I was panicked.
the 19 tasks that I have to do today?
Yeah.
The 17 things I have to prepare for in the next 7 days, not just today. And I'm trying to manage all of that. Do you think I have time to think 6 months from now? A year from? No, dude. That's not how I live my life.
Got it.
I don't.
I have something to. I have a complaint. Mind the Game is one of the greatest basketball podcasts in history. You're doing the podcast, these are your words, with LeBron James. But when I look at the execution of the podcast, what the fuck is going on with the dry erase board? It is you with LBJ. You'll have a dry erase board and a Kleenex. It's like watching someone drive a Bugatti with state-of-the-art GPS, and then JJ Redick is passenger side, giving directions with the printout from MapQuest.
Yeah.
Now, we want to gift you something that's going to be pretty groundbreaking for Mind the Game. Tyler, bring it in.
Yeah, so we got this app called Playbook. We'll create plays of basketball.
So JJ,
Use the pen.
this is an iPad.
And this is a ball.
That's a basketball.
This little thing that looks like a basketball is a ball?
Yeah, and this is an iPad.
Can I still draw my X's and O's?
Go for it.
So we're going to say that's an offensive player
There you
being
go.
guarded by a defensive player.
Right.
And that's the screener. This guy's going to come set this, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, then you can clear. Hit clear. Congratulations.
Now, is there a way?
Your podcast.
Is there a way to record as I draw?
Yes, you can screen record. Your podcast. JJ, do you know what just happened? The Indian guy had to come in and do IT for you.
Yeah.
Your podcast, I'm not kidding you, got 30% better.
I would say this. There's certainly some people, and it's not me, that their job security is threatened right now.
Jason Gallagher, I'm coming for you.
This is an absolute game changer. I'm very excited about this. It just got 30% better. It just got 30% better.
You know what sucks? A few weeks after I gave him this amazing gift, this happened.
For the time being, and hopefully it's a very, very long time, I am excommunicated from the content space, so there would be no podcast.
God damn it. You do something nice for someone, and then they decide to change careers at the last minute. Okay, look. JJ may not be able to use his iPad for podcasting, but he can use it for NBA coaching. And unlike many of you out there, I actually think JJ will be an amazing head coach. Because coaching at the professional level isn't about screaming about what should have happened, you Monday morning quarterbacking hack. It is about drawing up the right play at the right time. It's about high-level discernment under pressure. And that is what the next part of this interview is all about. For all of us sports fans at home, playoffs and the finals are really about key decisions, key moments, and making the right plays down the stretch. So we're gonna play a game. It's called Replay Roulette. We're gonna go back to some iconic playoff and finals performances, and I want you to draw up, with this new piece of technology called the iPad and Apple Pencil, what should or shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So put the abacus away, we're gonna use this. LeBron game winner, Chicago 2015.
Yeah,
Just
this
for
play drives me
context.
crazy.
Thank you. So Bulls are up 2-1. Keep in mind, they're about to go up 3-1. Then LeBron does this.
It's gone! LeBron James at the buzzer!
And why does this drive you so crazy?
All right, so here's the deal. You've got 1.5 seconds, okay? So you've got time for a catch and shoot. That's what you have time for.
Correct.
You see this alignment, right? You got a clear side for LeBron. Very likely, one of J.R. Smith and Kyrie Irving are gonna come off Tristan Thompson. Could be a stagger for Kyrie, could be just a straight pin down for J.R. Smith. You see the alignment with LeBron, ISO'd versus Jimmy, right? You see that. Tristan Thompson's a non-shooter. Joakim Noah should be right underneath the basket, or maybe the charge circle. Somewhere between the dots and the charge circle.
Got it.
Derrick Rose should be on the body, and whoever, I think it's Tony Snell, is guarding J.R. Smith, should be on the high side, preventing him from coming off the screen. It's called top blocking. We talked about it in one of the episodes. Jimmy's body position isn't great. This is what drives me crazy about the play, is just the initial body position. You are taught, and even late game at times, you are taught what Taj Gibson is doing. You are taught, you're guarding the inbounder. You're taught 1-1,000, 2-1,000, protect the basket, and then get out to whoever goes to the corner. It's an insane shot by LeBron. So if you're going to track LeBron, you need body position better from Tony Snell and Derrick Rose, and you need Joakim Noah to drop a little bit further to protect. Because Taj Gibson, if he's going to track LeBron, he's no longer the protector on 1-1,000, 2-1,000.
James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
Let's go to the Kawhi shot in Toronto. I'm sorry that you had to be a part of this.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
There's a lot of emotion that happens as the ball starts rolling around the rim.
I think what's important to understand about great players is MJ, LeBron, Kawhi. You can scheme the fuck out of them. They're great players, and they're going to make ridiculous shots. The one thing I've always noticed on this play, go rewind it to where Kyle Lowry, when he cuts off here, watch Joel track it, right there, boom.
Yep.
All right, so now Joel is on the other side of Siakam.
Right.
Watch the angle he takes trying to double team Kawhi. When he goes to double team Kawhi, that angle right there.
Yeah.
Right? He opens up. So if he starts initially, Siakam here, Joel was here, Kawhi's going this way. If he just starts like here, he's probably in a better position to cut Kawhi off. Ben is in pursuit. And it's such a weird angle. And it's, by the way, like, again, you're taught to track. If you're the big, that little split cut off the top, you're taught to track that. He tracks it. He gets a little bit out of position because he went to track it. So it's just a weird angle that he takes. The other thing that kind of happens is he almost like cuts off Ben. So Ben's pursuit gets blocked a little bit by Joel, and then Ben sort of stops. Like, this is an insane shot. He's shooting on the move, kind of behind the backboard, right, over a 7-foot guy, and it goes in.
The Clanks angle.
Right?
Yeah.
My question to you, who's the ball handler here?
He played college ball.
Basketball?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Incredible. Now, in my Instagram comments, Michael B. Jordan wrote, I should have kicked it to Ray Allen for the 4-point play. I decided to take bird in hand. Why don't you play that so you can just see me hit that 3-inch vertical left-handed layup? Yes, my knees are knocking like I'm a baby bird. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the focus it takes to make that layup, and then me slapping the floor. Is that appropriate or inappropriate?
Why do people get so obsessed with the floor slapping? Just because a few Duke players did it at some point?
It was also a high school basketball thing.
Did you do it in high school?
Of course, Blue Devil basketball.
Davis High School?
Davis High.
Yeah.
Up to 10th grade. I didn't play.
Up to 10th grade. Up to 10th grade.
Why is that funny?
It's just hilarious.
It's not that I didn't try.
I believe you.
We don't even need the last play. Fine, let's do the last play. It's going to give him a chuckle.
Retired when it was time to go. He's a competitive spirit. Hasan Minhaj inside. Asia Wilson.
This is etched in amber in the blockchain on Getty Images forever. 2 questions. Number 1, is this a foul?
No.
You kidding me?
It's not a foul.
Do you know how hard you have to hit me for that much hair gel to move?
Do you have no right hand?
I do have a right hand.
Like a right hand floater?
I have a right hand layup. Are you?
Like, you should have gone to the right hand floater on that one. Just be honest. That's where you messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a foul.
That's not a foul.
Dude, look at her hip. She's all up in my body. Are you kidding me? The game has changed.
Yeah.
Okay? 5 out is now the new normal.
Yep.
5 out, for the viewers at home, is 5 players on offense playing beyond the three-point line. This is 24-hour fitness weekend warrior basketball. This is what I do with my homies. It's me, a bunch of friends from middle school, a random dude in khakis and dress pants and fucking dress shoes, letting it fly at the LA Fitness over the weekend. This is now the game. What do you think of this as a style of basketball theory?
Yeah, I think it's a little more nuanced than just saying it's 5 out, right? And every team is different. Again, in the NBA, you want to maximize spacing. That's what it comes down to. So for the Denver Nuggets, they want to score in the paint. So when they go 5 out, it's to get to the paint. And what they rely on is, let's say the ball goes here. Now Jokic has it here.
Right.
We're just going to cut. This could be a pin down. This could be a rip screen. That's Aaron Gordon going to the basket. I think when people say, oh, everybody's just spaced 5 out, and people think it's like this guy going to his bag every single time and jacking a 3, that's not what it is. 5 out is just a way to maximize spacing so that whatever your particular team likes to do and wants to do and can do well, you can run different actions out of 5 out.
So you're actually saying 5 out opens up multiple different offensive schemes. It's not just get the ball and go bing, bing, bing and score.
Yes.
In between the legs. Copy.
Yeah.
Let's go through the evolution of the NBA. I have a theory. Clearly spreading the floor this way and launching from deep, it's been working. And the Warriors were a huge example of that.
Yeah.
You talked about this on the pod with LeBron. You guys gave flowers to my Kings, even in the early 2000s. You're like, they actually were some of the first teams that did that. But I have this theory, 50s to the late 70s, you have the big man-dominated league. You got Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 80s to early 2000s, that's the evolution of the mid-range game plus back to the basket centers. So you got your Bird, Jordan, Kobe's, Shaq, Hakeem, Ewings. That's how you won championships. You then get drafted into the NBA and you played through, I call it the early aughts Wardell era, which was you got a chance to play with the last pure point guard, in my opinion, Chris Paul. And then you got to see teams really win, running and gunning and shooting from 40 feet and beyond. The NBA is a copycat league. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, we all steal. We all steal.
Right. Could one argue that the Wemby, Giannis, and Joker era could lead to a reversion to big man basketball? Meaning the moment Joker and the Nuggets rally off maybe another championship or two, all of a sudden there may be a move where, hey, let's start drafting for bigs and building around that. Or it becomes a new style of game akin to what we saw in the mid-20th century.
I don't think we're ever necessarily going back there, but there is a little bit of a chicken and egg thing. So like in the 90s, let's say, when you would have basically 3 out, 2 in, you'd throw the ball down here, this guy would have it, and everybody just kind of stood around and you'd wait for the double team and then you'd play out of rotation. Like that's essentially what it was. There wasn't analytics back then, and we don't have the data. We don't have, we have some play-by-play tracking going back to 96, 97, but we don't have like the tracking era, which started in 2013, 2014. And so what we've confined is that the volume of post-ups across the board has decreased, and there are very few teams, because it's literally a few players, whose efficiency has sort of gone up, right? It's Jokic, it's Embiid, AD, it's guys like that, right?
But could you imagine a Shaq playing in this era? You have a 5 out in Orlando Magic 1992 Shaq.
But every great player would be great in any era. Like I really believe that. Particularly like in the modern NBA, i.e. Magic, Larry, and on. Like those guys,
but
they changed the game.
Specifically with a big, like that, with that type of skill set.
Here's the thing, like Jokic, let's say it's a different scenario. Let's say Aaron Gordon doesn't exist, right? And it's just 4 shooters around him.
Right.
Like then you're just kind of playing out of rotation. What makes Jokic really dangerous in this area is that Aaron Gordon is down here and can catch vertical threats. So like you still need synergy between your players. We brought this up this week. It's like the 4-5 thing in an era of everybody shoots threes. Most teams play essentially 2 wings at the 3 and the 4 spot, right? And they switch everything 1 through 4, and then you have your 5, right? This little 4-5 like synergy between Gordon and Jokic is beautiful. Think about Giannis. You brought up Giannis's name. Well, part of the reason that the Bucks have been good for so long is because they got Brook Lopez, and Brook Lopez has evolved his game to have a skill set that complements Giannis. Giannis wants to get here. Brook Lopez is perfectly comfortable spacing to 27 feet. So, yeah, I think, and you're seeing it with Minnesota. You're seeing it with Minnesota. Like the reason that works,
right? You have Rudy and you have
Cat who can space, right? So you still need skill sets that complement each other.
Yes. Let's pivot to 2024 Olympics because I want to talk about international game. So clearly, globalization over the past 3 decades has been great for the NBA. Some of the best players are immigrants. Has America's downfall domestically in the rise of green card assassins globally been a benefit to the NBA as a whole?
It's been a benefit to the game for sure.
Correct.
It's been a benefit to the game. There's no question on that.
It's a weird theory because I'm basically saying bringing basketball to the world made America relatively worse at it. It's kind of like how some of the best movies are coming out of South Korea now.
It's like
they're doing culture and movies better than us.
Well, I think in general globalization is like, there's something beyond just us, right?
The United States, right?
There's something beyond us.
Yeah.
I think the game is better because it's better globally, if that makes sense. In terms of the NBA,
yes.
As we sort of get to the end point of this LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant, Kawhi era, these guys are all older and they're still playing at an elite level, but as we get to the end of that, for the league, there needs to probably be an American player who takes the throne. I think Jokic doesn't want it, right? He doesn't want to be the face. I don't know if Luka does or not. Because of how Giannis plays maybe, and just like bullying people, it's like, I don't like how he plays. It's like people there's got to be something about the player that captures people.
Sure.
Wemby could be that guy. Right.
Ant
could be that guy. Right. People always talk about Ant being the next face, and it's like, yeah, he's got a personality. He's funny as fuck. He's competitive. Like he's got everything. He's awesome.
Right.
I could have went to the MLB.
I love your confidence.
I
What
played
positions
pitcher.
did you play?
I played pitcher, shortstop, third base, and center field.
Those are the prime positions.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you were the best player on your team.
Is that now we talking?
But like Magic, Larry, Kobe, AI, Jordan, LeBron, Steph, they all had different personalities. You don't have to have one personality to be the face of the NBA.
Correct. One of the things that I find interesting, though, is the sheer volume of international players that become top tier, tier 1 NBA players. In a criticism, obviously, you have your 2 sons that play basketball, Kai and Knox. We talk about AAU and the complaints people have around AAU. Oh man, these kids are playing on travel teams, that's why they suck, they're getting hurt. As LeBron said, they're obsessed with having a bag, not learning skill sets. But then you have international players like Luka, who started playing when he was 16 years old. Ricky Rubio, who started playing when he was 14 years old. So they play pro earlier, which means the financial incentives are the same too. They're getting a bag of cash, just like the American players that are exploring NIL or going to the draft early, and yet the outcome is different. Why?
Well, some of them weren't getting paid. Some of them were playing for a professional club or practicing for a professional club or playing junior, but then ended up going to college. Like Franz Wagner is a great example of that, right? So they were professional, but they weren't getting paid, right? This is not an answer where it's like one thing.
Okay.
I think it's a very complicated thing, and look, I think let's start with the culture around AAU in America. I think it's important to note that one of the problems that arises from it is a lack of continuity. So you have kids who play. I mean, dude, we had this. It's insane to say this. We had this at 9 and 10 years old this year, where there were multiple kids we played against that played for multiple travel teams. And so there's no continuity. Part of basketball is learning how to play with others. The guys coming in the league now are more skilled than ever, right? They can decel into a Euro offhand finish. They can shoot a step-back three. Step-back threes were not a thing. They were not a thing when I got in the NBA. Now every guard needs to have a step-back three. They can shoot from longer distances, right? The bag is deeper than ever.
Right.
Are they better basketball players is the question, because there's more to basketball than just having a bag. The point about player development within the U.S., player development to me now has become, in the NBA teams that do it right, do it the best. Player development is about putting people in game-like environments and then drilling that versus drilling how to get to your bag.
Got it.
I had a coach tell me this year, I was like, this player, he's gotten better in pick and roll. He's like, yeah, we have pick and roll study hall. We'll sit there and we'll watch one specific player that does one specific thing really well in pick and roll. And then we'll go out on the court and recreate that environment so that he works on those reads.
So it sounds like, in addition to gelling as a team though, one of the things that takes someone like a Ricky Rubio, and the reason why this blows me away is he was 14 years old. I was an 8th grader. So I'm chugging Mountain Dew playing GoldenEye. Ricky Rubio's in Spain, traveling across Europe, just smoking unfiltereds and visiting brothels and just hooping with grizzled, hairy-chested Eastern European men. Just playing the game in game situations. And so do you feel like because there's so much team hopping, you'll never get into a groove the way a Luka did or a Ricky Rubio did, because they had to squat up with the team for a year at a time?
But they're also practicing with the team.
Correct.
And that's the problem with jumping from team to team, is you're not having the practice time. You're not knowing your teammates' tendencies. And like, you're not going to play with the same group your whole life. But once you sort of get the database in your brain of, okay, like when this guy drives to his right hand and gets stuck on the baseline, which happens 3 times a game, I know to relocate behind him, right? Once that becomes ingrained in your brain, then it becomes a habit, then you start doing it. But if I don't ever play with that kid, if I play with that kid on the weekend on Saturday, and then the next weekend I go to somebody else, and now my point guard's a lefty, right? Now he's a lefty, and he's shifty, and he can get to the middle, right? I may never see that again.
Right.
You got kids now that are playing for 3 different AAU teams, 2 different high school teams, then transfer to new high school the next year. Like, and everybody says, oh, it's the parents, it's the kid, it's like, no, it's the whole system. It's the whole system. And everybody now is incentivized to take advantage of these kids. It's not the player's fault. You think I was making good decisions at 16 years old? 17 years old? I'm not making good decisions.
Right.
I got lucky.
In case you know even less about basketball than me, I want to set up the next question about the NBA's last 2-minute report, aka the L2M. The day after a close game, the NBA releases its official L2M report, which summarizes every correct and incorrect call the refs made in the final 2 minutes of the game. But, and this is a big but, they don't go back and correct the mistakes. They just admit the mistake and then nothing happens, which is fucking insane. It's like if you DoorDash Chick-fil-A, they mess up your order, and then instead of fixing it, they bring you the correct order, hold it up to your face, and only let you smell it. Who benefits from this? Refs hate it, coaches hate it, and players fucking hate it.
It's bullshit. They should get rid of it. Our refs don't deserve that.
They get discredits what the referees are doing for 48 minutes. If that's the case, you might as well give a 48-minute report.
It helps no one. Maybe make the referees' day but worse. It don't help us.
I also feel like L2M and replay, these things are destroying trust in the institutions. Clearly this playoffs, there have been some replays just with the Knicks Sixer series alone. Take that maxi travel, where they see replay. The dudes straight up in like their gray ref Nike dry fits are walking over, looking at the monitor and still calling it wrong. I feel like replay and L2M is what social media did to democracy. We thought citizen journalism would fix the problem. It has only made it worse. What's going on? Why is this happening? Do you agree?
That's a great point. It's a good comparison.
Because
actually.
people are getting more disenfranchised and actually angrier.
There's always been a human element to the sport.
Yeah.
Referees are a big part of our sport, and they're graded just like all of us. Yeah. Like they're scrutinized internally. I'm saying, like if I have a good game or a bad game, I've got to then go watch the film the next day with the team, and we've got to talk about it, and we've got to fix the problems. Like they're getting that within the Referees Association, right? So there's always been that human element. Technology has made it where the eyeballs and the magnifying glass on them has, I think, made it harder. Yeah. As far as the last 2-minute report, I hate it. I don't think we should do it. I don't need, and there's sometimes where like the league will come out and they'll be like, that was the correct call. And we're like, no, we all watched the replay 17 times. It was not the correct call.
Yes.
Like, what does the last 2-minute report do? Like, we can all see what happened. Like, you know, the Maxey, you brought up the travel, but like, hey, what about game 2? When his jersey gets held on the inbound play, right? That should have been a foul.
There's multiple of these.
And then they come out in the last 2 report like, Josh Hart fouled Maxey. Well, no shit. I didn't need you to do that. Like, the intent there is for transparency. I think the intent is correct. But like, does it solve any problem? No. Does it make anybody feel any better? I think 76ers fans woke up the next day and were like, God, League got it right this time. They got it right this time.
Justice is served. Like there's no actually going back and fixing it.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know.
I know it slows the game down at times. I like replays within the game. I think it's fair to have replays. I think there's some stuff, and I have nothing to do with the rules committee, but like there's some stuff where we see something happen in a replay, and they're reviewing the replay for something else, and it's blatantly obvious that this one thing happened, but that thing is not reviewable. Like, can we tweak some of that stuff? I don't know.
Dude, they keep getting it wrong like this. It's going to end up like American democracy. Someone's going to storm the Capitol. Buddy, I just want to say, I don't know what the future holds for you, but I just want to say I'm so proud of you. It's an honor to know you. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to emotionally guilt you into having dinner at my house with my wife. It is beautiful to see your ascent, and no matter what the future holds, on behalf of NBA fans and basketball fans around the world, thank you for giving us this gift of your expertise, your knowledge, and deep, ethical, caring work. I appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
Like, seriously, thank you.
You're the man.
I'm truly happy for JJ, and I wish him all the best in this brand new role. Except, of course, when he plays the Sacramento Kings, in which case I will curse him and his entire family for generations to come. Until next time, I'm Hasan Minhaj, and I doesn't know. And I told you to go to hell.